Roll call.
Oscar Salinas here.
Nereida Cantu present.
Espi Ochoa present. Alda Benavides present. Dr. Science, I declare a quorum, and you may lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you.
Public comments.
We have a public comment from Mr. Noel Guerra.
Mr. Guerra, welcome to our meeting. You will have 3 minutes. At no time will the board be able to respond. Our attorney will keep time and let you know when your time is almost up. Again, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for your time. Good evening. I am here exercising my right as a parent of a student at La Jolla Independent School District, demanding extra equal curricular and extracurricular standards at Juarez Lincoln High School where my child attends. I also want to remind you of the federal obligation to provide equal opportunities to all children residing within your district. I testify that the facilities, spectator accommodations, fields, and equipment are not equal to other high schools within the district. The baseball field bleachers accommodate 20 fans on home side and 20 on visitor. Meanwhile, the district has elementary, junior high fields that accommodate hundreds, high school fields accommodating thousands. The quality of the grass and playing conditions are also unequal. No press box, no PA system to call the game. Let me remind you, Juarez Lincoln High School is a 6A, not a 2A. Last season, Juarez Lincoln couldn't produce a complete JV team to play football. The football program has been without a head football coach since late November. The baseball program only has a varsity team, no freshmen, no JV. Let me read the mission on La Jolla ISD Athletic Program social media platform. And it says, the mission of La Jolla ISD Athletic Program is to provide students with an opportunity to compete successfully in a high school program while supporting and encouraging students to persevere in the rigorous academic coursework required of each student. La Jolla ISD recognizes the value of athletics in the growth and development of our youth. The extracurricular activities offer students the opportunities to develop leadership skills and learn the value of good sportsmanship. That same platform in February has posted 56 articles. Juarez Lincoln featured 5 times, while the remaining 2 high schools featured 51. Recently, Huskies wrestling team participants made it to state, yet they don't get showcased on the athletic platform. But La Jolla is perfectly fine with that. Anyway, it's only Juarez Lincoln. The overall equivalent standards doesn't allow Juarez Lincoln students to achieve program goals within the framework of providing equal athletic opportunities compared to the 2 other high schools in their district. As a parent and advocate for the students of Juarez Lincoln High School, I ask that you stop turning your backs to Juarez Lincoln and be equal by following up with a solution to my testimonies. It's your obligation to correct to current and future Huskies. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Mr. Guerra.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next item is approval of tax collector's report.
So moved.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Superintendent's report, Dr. Science.
Thank you, Dr. Benavides. The first item in the superintendent's report is the enrollment report dated February 14th, 2022. On this day, we had 11,088 elementary students, and 13,463 secondary students, for a total of 24,551 students, which is a decrease of 2,155 students from the previous year at this date. Are there any questions on the enrollment report? The next item on the superintendent's report is recognition of career and technical education department and staff, and this recognition will be done by Mr. Martin Munoz, Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction.
Madam Board President, Dr. Benavides, Madam Superintendent, Dr. Science, members of the board, and community. February is Career and Technical Education Month. It's a time in which districts across the nation recognize and celebrate the achievements and accomplishments of the CTE staff. So administration would like to thank our Board of Trustees for this platform to recognize and celebrate our district's CTE department. On your screens, you will see some of the accomplishments that our CTE department has been able to accomplish. For example, our CTE program serves over 8,000 students. It provides 25 programs of study and 13 career clusters. They offer over 50 different industry-based certifications, and over 1,000 students annually complete their CCMR by earning industry-based certifications. They also provide students 21st century skills with innovative technology, equipment, and experiences. And our CTE program enhances student learning, career skills, and leadership opportunities. So in central office, we do have Mr. George Flores as our CTE director, and there you can see him with the staff. At La Jolla High School, we have Principal Antonio Cano, and our CTE administrator is Mr. Ruben Salazar. At the La Jolla Early College High School, we have Mr. Domingo Villarreal as their principal. And there you see the CTE staff. At Palmview High School, we have Principal Mr. Leonel Perez, and our CTE administrator is Ms. Lisa Cano. At Juarez Lincoln High School, Principal and CTE Administrator, Mr. Ricardo Estrada. At the Academy of Health and Science Professions, we have Ms. Liana Herrera as their principal. At Thelma R. Salinas STEM Early College High School, we have Mr. Victor Rodriguez as their principal. At Jimmy Carter Early College High School, their CTE department is led by Principal Ms. Claudia Gomez Perez. At the LJISD West Academy, they're led by Ms. Antonia Sanchez. At the College and Career Center, their CTE department is led by Mr. Ronnie Cabrera. And at our La Jolla Middle Schools, at Chavez Middle School, we have Mr. Rolando Rios as their principal. At Dr. Science Middle School, we have Ms. Carly Salinas as their principal. At Lorenzo de Zavala Middle School, we have Ms. Silvia Elizondo as their principal. At Memorial Middle School, we have Ms. Belen Martinez. At Trevino Middle School, we have Mr. Jose T. Garcia. And at Ann Richards Middle School, we have Mr. Michael T. Ocaña. At Irene Garcia Middle School, we have Mr. Santana Galvan as their principal. And at J.D. Salinas Middle School, we have Ms. Nidia Ortiz as their principal. So again, administration would like to thank our Board of Trustees, Dr. Science, for this platform to recognize and celebrate our district CTE staff during this February month of CTE. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Munoz. The next item is recognition of the academies of Palmview High School for being designated as a national model EduGuide peer mentoring community. We do have staff from Palmview High School, and Ms. Melinda Flores is going to do this recognition.
Good evening, Board President, Dr. Benavides, board members, Dr. Science, and members of our community. My name is Melinda Flores, Executive Director for High Schools, and this evening I have the honor of presenting the recognition of the academies of Palmview High School for being designated as a national model EduGuide peer mentoring community. The academies of Palmview High School have completed more than 2,700 EduGuide peer mentoring acts to support their classmates, their friends, and siblings. They have worked through more than 7,000 personal growth and leadership activities. The Palmview Academy staff have provided over 1,400 coaching comments, and these academies have been providing this peer mentoring program since 2016, assisting our students and our staff. Please help me recognize Academy Director Luis Bocanegra, Leonel Perez, Palmview High School Principal, and Academy teachers Lindsay Barajas and Lily Cuevas for this great honor and achievement.
Thank you, Ms. Flores. Can we have Dr. Benavides and Ms. Hernandez join our Palmview High School staff for a picture, please?
And at this time, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank our superintendent, Dr. Science, our distinguished board, as well as all the staff members involved in supporting our academies for the continuous support of our students and staff. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Palmview High School staff. We're very proud of your accomplishments. The next item, which is recognition of trustees in honor of School Board Recognition Month from South Texas College. We will postpone that item at the request of South Texas College, and it will be on our next meeting agenda. Dr. Benavides, that concludes the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Dr. Science. For the record, I'd like to note that Ms. Hernandez joined us at 6:05 and Mr. Cantu joined us at 6:10.
Thank you.
Discussion items. Item number 1, discussion of investment earnings as of December 31st, 2021.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Science. Today I'll be discussing with you the investments and investment earnings as of December 31st, 2021. I'd like to direct you to page 18 of your agenda. Here it's a recap of the investment summary as of December 31st. We had $99,962,208 invested, of which $84,362,800 were in the general fund, which represents about 84.39% of the total investments. Okay. Any questions on this page or anything else? No? Then I would like to direct you over to page 26. On page 26, there's a summary of the investment earnings. As of December 31st, the total earnings earned by the district were $25,648, of which $24,463 were earned in the general fund. In the bottom, towards the bottom of the page, you can see the investment percentages that we are receiving right now as of December 31st. And of course, the district will continue to monitor the investments rates and move the monies around as necessary to be able to generate more funds for the district. Are there any questions?
Mr. Trujillo, just a quick question. On the $99 million, that's when all that's said and done after the school year, that's how much we have in our fund balance?
No, sir. The 99, that is the actual cash that we have on hand. Fund balance it's different. You have to take the total assets, which includes cash and items that the district owns, minus the liabilities that will give us our total fund balance. Okay. This is the amount of cash that we had on hand on December 31st, 2021.
Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Next item, discussion of career and technical education programs of study offered during the 2021-2022 school year.
Good evening, Madam Board President, members of the board, Dr. Science, administration, and members of the community. We come to you this evening just to give a presentation on our career and technical education program. I do want to, thank everyone for all the support that you've given our department. So we do want to thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. At this time, I do have Pablo De Leon that will be presenting the programs of study, and he'll be giving a great presentation for you. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Benavides, Madam Superintendent, Dr. Science, members of the board and community. We thank you for the opportunity to share with you an overview of the programs of study available to our students at LJISD from the Career and Technical Department. I'd like to start off with our vision and mission statement, which help us achieve our goal of providing students and ensuring that students are not only college ready, but career ready. The vision of our programs is our programs of study engage every student in high-quality, rigorous, and relevant education framework to turn their passions into paychecks, their dreams into careers. Our mission is to provide industry-linked programs of study and services that enable all individuals to reach their career goals in order to achieve economic self-sufficiency, compete in the global marketplace, and contribute to the nation's economic prosperity. TEA defines programs of study as programs of study are courses, sequences that prepare students with the knowledge and skills necessary for the success in their chosen career. These sequences embed relevant real-world experience and culminate in a post-secondary credential. At LJISD, we are proud to offer 12 out of the 13 possible career clusters. I will be discussing briefly each of the programs of study, along with the industry-based certifications, which are CCMR indicators that assist our campuses with their overall achievement. Our ag program, or agricultural, food, and natural resources, focuses on the essential elements of life, which are food, water, land, and air. The agribusiness program of study explores the occupations and educational opportunities associated with the business of farming and ag-related businesses. The animal science program of study focuses on science, research, and business of animals and other living organisms. This year, we introduced the industry-based certification of OSHA for our advanced level students, which is the OSHA 30 hours. And this is, again, an industry-based certification, which is a CCMR indicator credit for our campuses. The CTSO, or the work-based learning, our students have the opportunity to be part of the Future Farmers of America. And again, these students, they learn leadership skills and compete locally across the state, showcasing their dedication and skills in a competitive livestock exhibition. Architecture and construction. We offer 3 programs of study: architectural design, carpentry, and electrical. These programs of study prepare students for careers that involve designing, planning, managing, building, and maintaining a built structure. These students are able to earn an industry-based certification through the National Center of Construction, Educational and Research, or NCCER. These certifications are not only stackable, but they're also portable. So students begin the prerequisite courses through what is called the NCCER core, and they can continue building on over 70 different possible certifications. And the CTSO that is associated with this program of study is called Skills USA. And it's available, you will see this Skills USA, available through several different career clusters. And it is a partnership of students, teaching, and industry working together to ensure America has a skilled workplace. And we have several of our students who attended Skills USA this month and have advanced to state. arts and AV. And due to the pandemic, this career cluster has exploded recently. Many of our businesses are looking for content and streamers to ensure that they are able to continue their businesses online. We offer 2 different programs of study, design and multimedia arts and digital communications. And again, this program of study focuses on careers in design, producing, exhibiting, and publishing multimedia content, and requires a creative aptitude and computer skills. We offer the industry-based certification of the Adobe Associate, and this provides entry-level skills needed to plan, design, build, and maintain effective communication in different forms of digital media. One of our largest clusters is the business, marketing, and finance. We do offer 4 programs of study, from accounting to business, entrepreneurship, marketing, and sales. And again, this focuses on career planning, organizing, directing, and evaluating business functions essential to efficient and productive business operations. We do have multiple industry-based certifications that the students can earn, from Microsoft Office, Specialist, Expert, and Masters, the Entrepreneurship Certification and Small Business, and QuickBooks Certified Users. Students can also gain work-based learning skills through the CTSO DECA. And again, we do have students that have competed at DECA and advanced to the state competition. Our education and training, these are our future teachers. We do have the teaching and training program of study, and this focuses on planning, managing, and providing education and training services and related learning support services. We do offer an industry-based certification through TEA, and that is the Educational Aid 1. And we also offer another certification through Region 1 for substitute teacher certifications, so our students can immediately continue to be employed right after high school. We also have a contingent of students who are attending the Texas Association of Future Educators conference in the state and advance to our state using different competitive events and projects. Health science, we do have this health science program of study at every single core comprehensive high school. And of course, we have our Academy of Health Science, STEM. We offer 2 programs of study, healthcare diagnostics and healthcare therapeutics. We offer multiple industry-based certifications, from certified medical assistant to certified pharmacy tech, medical billing, and coding. So again, these are high demand, high wage earning jobs that our students can begin earning right after graduation and while they continue their education. The CTSO, again, we have HOSA, and again, our students here have competed locally and regionally and have advanced to state in HOSA. For hospitality and tourism, we offer culinary arts, and it specializes in teaching students that management, marketing, and operations of restaurants, lodging, attractions, and travel-related services. We do offer multiple certifications in this area. We have a ServSafe food handlers as an introductory, and for our advanced students, we have the ServSafe manager. Students can compete and expand their work-based learning through Skills USA and FCCLA. Human services, we have a regionally approved program of study through cosmetology. This prepares individuals with the skills for careers in beauty and personal care. And again, this is one where if our students complete the program of study, they can save upwards of $20,000 by completing the requirements and earning the cosmetology operator license, and they're able to open up their own business right afterwards. Our students also compete at Skills USA and have advanced to state. The Information Technology Career Cluster, we offer 2 programs of study, Information Technology Support and Services and Web Development. And again, this prepares students in careers in managing hardware, software, and digital media. Currently, we are offering the industry-based certification of Microsoft Technology Associate, which will be converting to the Information Technology Specialist next year. Some CTSOs and work-based learning skills that students can join are the First Tech Challenge Robotics Club, Skills USA and underwater robotics competition that we hold here locally at the La Jolla Aquarium. Law and Public Service, we have the Law Enforcement Program of Study, specializing in managing and providing legal public safety and protective services. Our students at the senior level, at the 4th level, they earn the Non-Commissioned Security Officer 2. And again, this is an industry-based certification that does count for CCMR. Our students are able to showcase their skills at Skills USA in the competitive events and project area. For manufacturing, we have, again, this is one of our larger career clusters. We have 2 programs of study, and this is one that we're working in conjunction with STC through dual enrollment. We just began a new partnership at Palmview High School with the P-Tech program for the Advanced Manufacturing Machinery Mechanics, and of course our welding programs, which are very popular with our students. They prepare students for careers related to production, including the processing of materials into final products or the maintenance of final products. And students are able to earn multiple certifications in this area from AWS, American Welding Society, and the NCCR. Students are also able to compete and showcase their skills at Skills USA. Our STEM, our Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics career cluster, we have 2 programs of study, engineering and programming and software development. Again, this focuses on teaching skills on scientific research, professional and technical services, and more. Students can earn industry-based certification in computer-aided drafting in the latest and most forefront softwares, which are the SolidWorks and Autodesk Associates. Students can compete locally in robotics, coding, solar car challenges to showcase their skills. Finally, we have the Transportation, Distribution, and Logistics cluster, and we have the Automotive Program of Study. And this focuses on planning, managing, and providing education and training services and related learning support services. And we do offer the industry-based certification Automotive Service Excellence, or ASC. This is an entry-level certification, which it is stackable and portable. So the students can earn certifications from anything from brakes to automotive repair to automotive refinishing. And again, students can compete in Skills USA and have advanced this year to our state competition. And finally here, we just want to ensure that all of our programs are at the top of what we can offer. And so we evaluate all our programs of study annually through a comprehensive program evaluation that is included in every single program of study through the advisory committees of all important stakeholders, from students to parents to teachers, administrators, business partners. So all programs we want to ensure that all programs offer a sufficient number of courses to meet the needs of every student population, that programs are broad, vertically aligned, and linked to the next level education, and to ensure that CTE programs provide a quality curriculum to develop student knowledge and prepare them for lifelong success. As I mentioned, the industry-based certifications are tied into our campus's indicator rating. And so La Jolla ISD CTE is continuously looking to increase educational opportunities for students. Additionally, we are currently working closely with the Texas Workforce Commission to increase the catalog offerings of additional certifications to ensure graduates are not only college ready, but also career ready. And again, as we mentioned, February is CTE month, and these are just some of our highlights of our programs that we serve over 8,000 programs that are currently enrolled in CTE. We offer 25 programs of study and over 50 different industry-based certifications, from AWS to Microsoft, Google, cosmetology operator, security, SolidWorks, to name a few. Over 1,000 students annually complete CCMR by earning industry-based certifications. We provide students 21st century learning skills with innovative technology equipment. We give them the career readiness skills by being able to use the latest equipment that is being used in the industry, from 3D printers to plasma welders, robotics, CAD, VR coding, so the latest technology and skills. And finally, the CTSOs enhance student learning career skills and leadership opportunities. And these are our FFA, HOSA, TAFE, DECA, Skills USA. Our students are able to not only compete, but also shine bright and advance to state. Okay, so thank you again very much for your time. If you have any comments or questions.
Well, I just would like to take the time to thank our entire CTE department. I know you're back there, Mr. Flores. Thank you so much. This is amazing what we have to offer for our kids, and I just wish I was back in high school. This is so many opportunities that we have for them, and it's just, I'm just in awe, and thank you so much to your entire department, sir.
Thank you.
I was going to say, I just have a couple of questions. A very special thank you also for all the work, and especially to all the teachers. For example, in the health science, you mentioned the certifications that we have, the certified, the CNA, the pharmacy tech, and the coding and billing. What happened to phlebotomy? Do we have it? Do we still have it, or we don't have it anymore?
Those certifications are embedded inside the CNA program. So the students not only get the phlebotomy, but they also get the EKG. So there's several different certifications that are embedded within one. So by the time they earn that CNA or the medical assistant certification, they are already earning those. So those are considered stackable, so they're one after the other. So we do have the phlebotomy. If the student just wants to get the phlebotomy, but we always encourage our students to get all of our services that we have for them to by the time they graduate.
How about the dental assistant? Do we ever add that?
It's something that we're continuously we're always looking at our program of study, and of course through our program evaluations, we want to ensure that we offer the best programs for all of our students. The dental assistant is something that if we see the high need for it in our area, then we continue to grow for that.
Awesome. And then under ag, you said there was 70 different certifications that we can get. How many do we have in our schools? Because I know we don't have 70.
No, for the NCCR, that is stackable. So the students, as they are learning here at the high school area, they learn the prerequisite ones, which is the core, and then from there they can go into Carpentry 1, Carpentry 2, and so on. The same thing with electrical. So if they're going through the electrical, they go through electrical 1, 2. So they have the opportunities to continue to take these certifications, earn the ones that they're able to earn at the high school level, and then continue at a community college or afterwards and continue to grow those certifications. So that NCCR offers up to 70 different possible certifications.
Thank you very much for your presentation. I think it's very comprehensive, but I would like to know exactly how many of our kids are getting the certification from each of the high schools, and see how we're doing, and looking at, comparing to make sure that all our high schools are really equitable with the number of certifications that they're offering, instead of just a global presentation. Yes. With all the possible certifications.
We do offer those certifications online, live to our teachers and administrators, our principals, so they're aware of how many certifications are being earned. We try to keep up that data on a weekly basis. So as a student is earning a certification, for example, in Microsoft Office, once that certification is earned, we have a log, and then that is posted directly through our LJISD CTE website, and that information is available. So that's definitely something we can share with you.
We will provide that report by high school.
Yeah, and that is something that we can highlight, because I think that we're about enhancing the opportunities for our kids. So as much as we can highlight that and increase it, I think then we'll be on the right track, and we'll attract more secondary students.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. De Leon, and thank you, Mr. Flores.
Thank
you. Next discussion item, presentation of 21-22 return to in-person instruction and continuity of service plan.
Good evening, Madam President, Madam Superintendent, board members, community, especially staff. In early January, TEA provided an update on the public health guidance. allowing staff members that if they tested positive for COVID-19, that they may return to work after the 5th day if they presented a negative test result. So as a district, we immediately took action. We developed a program, and we started COVID testing employees at the police department, and we do it Monday through Friday from 5 to 6. And ever since we started that testing program for our employees, we have had over 212 employees go get the results there. And the reason we wanted to do that was to make sure that they had an opportunity. We were hearing that they were having a hard time getting tested. Either tests were not available or they were not able to get any tests at the local pharmacies or somewhere else. So we will continue with this program at the police department. We're hoping that now that the surge has gone down, we want to have it available for our staff. Hopefully here after spring break, we don't see an increase again, but we will continue with this program. Now, Dr. Villarreal to talk a little bit about the student testing.
Thank you, Chief. And one of the things that we started on February 16th is we also started the after-school student testing. And just like Chief said, you know, as a crisis team, one of the things that we did is that we analyzed what our parents were saying to us. As a community, our parents were saying that it was getting kind of difficult to take their children to the doctors and wait for their kids to be tested. And as you all know, our students that are in close contact or quarantine, they have to wait for 10 days, right? And after that, if they present a negative test result and show no symptoms, then they could go ahead and come back to school after the 7 days of being quarantined. So one of the things that we said was that we could go ahead and provide that test for our students in our community. So one of the things that we did was we went ahead and provided 3 different locations for our kids to go ahead and get tested. And those locations are at Palmview High School, at Juarez Lincoln High School, and also at the Academy Health Science and Profession STEM. We did have volunteers that were willing to go ahead and do the testing after school, and we do have 2 test administrators, and we do have a security officer that's there to assist. And it's from Monday to Friday from 5 to 6. So as of right now, like I said, we did start on February 16th. And as you can see right there, we do have the number of kids that have been tested up to now. We've tested a total of 16 students. Do you all have any questions? I do want to let the community know that we do have a COVID-19 center. If they have any questions, they could go ahead and reach out to the center. The number is 323-2122 in case they have any questions about testing.
No questions, just a very special thank you to the COVID Center staff because I know they've been overwhelmed with a lot of work and they've tried their best to provide answers to our parents and then to our staff. So a very special thank you to them for the work that they've done, and of course to the crisis team and everyone else that has been trying to make things better for our students and our staff. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
The last item on the discussion is discussion of Title I, Part A, Comparability of Services Requirement.
Madam President, Dr. Benavides, Madam Superintendent, Dr. Science, members of the board and community. This discussion item is to provide a summary of our district's report on the 2021-2022 Comparability of Services Report. The Comparability of Services requirement is a Title I fiscal compliance requirement. It's an annual submission report in which districts are supposed to submit data to determine whether we are providing comparable services in one school in comparison to the other, right? So this requirement requires that districts ensure equivalence among schools with regard to teachers, administrators, and staff. meaning that staffing has to be proportionate to enrollment. It's not the same staff at every campus, but rather comparable, right, regarding enrollment. Now, failure to meet the comparability requirements could lead to a district not receiving Title I funds. So for this past school year, our district was determined to be in compliance with this requirement. However, as we move forward in planning for next year, when it comes to staffing, we must continue to staff our campuses in proportion to enrollment. So if enrollment continues to decrease in some of our campuses, we will need to continue to make adjustments to the number of support staff to ensure compliance when it comes to comparable services, meaning we would have to make adjustments to administration, the support staff, which represents our reading specialists, our instructional assistants, so that the services could be comparable across the district. So again, we wanted to let you know that we are in compliance this school year, and we just need to continue to monitor staffing as we move forward to be in compliance for next year. Any questions?
How do you see us for next year?
Well, I know that it was difficult this past year to be in compliance. We had to make some adjustments. I know that when it came to staffing, last year we had to recommend and propose a report in which not all campuses were able to get an assistant principal, right? Because we had seen a decrease in enrollment. Enrollment was projected to drop at some campuses. So that was one of the adjustments. And if the trend continues, right, we're going to have to start making some recommendations for additional adjustments.
How soon would we need to do those recommendations?
Human Resources will be preparing and presenting on the staffing allocations for next school year. One of the recommendations that we are proposing is that we look at projected enrollment for next year and start filling in that report to see what adjustments need to be done in relation to the projected enrollment.
And when does this report need to be turned in?
This report in particular is done at around November, December. So based on next year's projections and the way we staff our campuses, that data is compiled and submitted towards the latter part of the year, right, which December or early January.
I remember that's how we started with the timeout clerks and things like that, and how we started having to not have them everywhere or have part-time employees or sharing campuses, the library clerks, all that was a process. And I do recognize that it's a Title I requirement, and we do get, I know when I was here, we were getting like 21 million. I don't know what we're getting now, but I know we do get quite a bit of money from Title I.
That's correct, Dr. Benavides. And in the past, or what some districts do is they just create itinerant staff. They move them and they share them because they can't staff a district with a full-time equivalency position, an FTE. But it's getting harder and harder to do. We don't, now what TA is doing, they just pull the data from PEMS.
Yes.
Right, so we can't do that anymore.
Yeah. That's where the coding becomes very, very critical.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Munoz.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions from anyone?
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is consent agenda. Did anyone want to pull anything out of consent agenda? If no one wants to pull any, thank you, Mr. Salinas. Do we have a second? I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda under contracts, approval of Sylvan Learning RGV Tutors LLC DBA contract.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay, I'll let Ms.
There was a motion made.
I can't hear, but I heard Mr.
Cantu? Thank you. Is the motion made?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second. Motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. We move to number 3, approval and acceptance of certificate of substantial completion for La Joya ISD Athletic Sports Fields Lighting Project, baseball and softball fields.
Madam President, if nobody has any questions, I'll also move on items 3, 4, 5, and 6.
I believe, Mr. Salinas, that there was one of the board members wanted additional information on item number 5.
Okay, so then I'll also move on items 3, 4, and 6.
Okay,
second that.
items 3, 4, and 6, there's been a motion and a second. Second? Okay, perfect. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item number 5, approval of contingency allowance number 1 for La Joya ISD, Rosendo Benavides roof and building envelope renovations.
Thank you. Mr. Joe Villarreal, Executive Director, is here to respond to just an explanation of the costs that are included in this item.
Good evening, Dr. Benavides, Dr. Science, board members, community. I'm going to have Mr. Charlie Garcia, is the architect of record with Archiform. He's just going to go over these 4 items in detail, just explain what each of these items is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Hello, good evening. Thank you very much, Madam President, Madam Superintendent, rest of the board members. Thank you for the opportunity to come speak to you this evening. And in relation to the question on the contingency allowances for Benavides Elementary, we have 4 items that are proposed to be taken out of the contingency allowance. The contingency allowance on this project is built into the contract sum. So it's not a change order. It's an amount that's already built in there for unforeseen items. We have COR number 2 for the amount of $15,381. That was some additional wood blocking that was needed at the exterior windows on the first floor at Benavides Elementary. That was a pretty, needed item to get the windows in place. So we went ahead and asked the contractor to put this item on the contingency allowance list. What's identified as COR number 3, the metal studs. The next one down, that was again another item that was found as the building was metal panels were being taken out. One of the subcontractor and the contractor said there was some additional framing that was needed for support of the walls and the metal wall panels on there. So that was a needed item to go ahead and put in there. The amount was sufficient enough to be covered by the contingency allowance. So we proposed that item be taken out of that as well.
What was the amount for that?
$14,700.
In there, we did put new metal studs, right? We did not go in and mix metal studs with wood.
That's correct. New metal studs. Yeah, it was at the exterior walls. And then what's identified as COR number 4, soffit repairs. There were some additional soffit repairs that were not in the original scope of work. But these items in the amount of $4,380 was identified in the soffit exterior stair area on the back side of the building, north side of the building. There were some repairs. There was some water damage that was discovered there on some plywood panels. So that was proposed to be taken out of this allowance as well to rectify that, to fix it up. COR number 5, the last one, is the front entry canopy. Again, this was not in the original scope of work, but as we replaced all the metal panels around the whole part of the building, this last piece for cost, in the original scope for cost pricing was not included, but we decided to go ahead and include it. This covers basically just a little bit of material and some labor. The contractor had some extra metal panels that he was going to be able to use and cover here, so in that amount, $5,940. We said this might be a good idea to go ahead and do so the school can look good all the way around. It was at the front canopy. Total, all these out of the contingency allowance balance, once all these are added up and taken out of the original balance, there's still a balance remaining of $4,599 left over for the project. So we still have a balance moving forward in the contingency allowance as the project closes out.
Any other questions?
This is pretty much already completed, right? You did this before you actually came to the board and
Two of the items, COR number 2 and COR number 3, the exterior window blocking and the metal studs were done previously. COR number 4 and COR number 5 were not. The ones that were done previously affected the weatherability and the building envelope. So in order to keep the project moving forward and to have the school district be able to move in on the schedule, that work had to be done.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
Also move.
Second.
Motion has been made and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Under Instruction and Student Services, number 6, approval of 2022 summer school programs.
Second.
A motion has been made and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Number 7, public hearing of 2021-2022 academic performance report, taper. Well, now it's TARP instead of taper.
There is a correction. It is
taper?
Taper.
Okay. I thought-
TAPR.
Since things are changing rapidly, I thought maybe it changed.
Mr. Sebastian Duque, our Director for Assessment and Accountability, will provide this information in the public hearing.
Good evening, Madam President, Dr. Benavides, Board of Trustees, Dr. Sines, Administration, La Jolla ISD community. Today we'll be reviewing our district's Texas Academic Performance Report, annual report as required by the Texas Education Code, subsection 39.306. I would turn your attention to slide number 3. Slide number 3 is the La Jolla ISD current accreditation status, which is currently not issued due to the TEA declaring a state of disaster. We could turn our attention to slide number 4. The 2021 accountability rating for La Jolla ISD is not rated, declared state of disaster due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Our 2021 special education determination status is needs substantial intervention. If we could turn our attention to the next slide. Our 2021 student demographics. As a district, La Jolla ISD predominantly served Hispanic students in 2021. Moving on to slide number 6. As you can see, in 2021, La Jolla ISD served a high percentage of emergent bilingual and economically disadvantaged students, more so than the region and the state. Moving on to slide number 7. Slides 7 through 9 will show how La Jolla ISD performed in Domain 1 at the approaches, meets, and master's level. Moving on to slide number 10.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Did we actually start the public hearing? Did we make that statement that we're starting a public hearing?
I did not make the statement.
Okay. Can we do that now?
Okay.
Doc, you can do it after.
But
You can open it up for questions once he has presented.
Well, just so that we can state that we're in a public hearing.
Well, for the record.
Mr. Munoz, do you want to clarify?
No, I just sent that message as a reminder to make sure we did it for purposes of the minutes what time we were starting.
Okay, thank you.
For the record, Mr. Duque started our public hearing on the taper report.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Benavides. Bringing your attention back to slide number 10. Slide number 10 shows our Domain 2, which is growth, which was not calculated for the STAR 2021 due to the cancellation of the 2020 STAR assessments. Moving on, we will move over to slide number 14. Which is our graduation rates. Slide 14 describes our 4-, 5-, and 6-year graduation rates by demographics. We're going to move on to slide number 17. Slide number 17 describes our CCMR graduates for La Jolla ISD class of 2020 and are considerably greater than that of the state. Moving on to slide number 21. Slide number 21 outlines our district and campus performance objectives, detailing our 2021 performance with our 2022 goals. We can turn your attention to slide number 27. Number 27 through 28 show how student performance during the first year of enrollment after high school graduation in an institution of higher education. Moving our attention to slide number 29. Slide 29 through 33 provides the 2019-2020 actual financial data, which has previously been presented to the board during the comprehensive annual financial report. Moving on to slide number 34. Slides 34 through 37 provides information on La Joya ISD Violent and Criminal Incidents Report, as well as the school violence prevention and intervention policies and procedures used by La Joya ISD. Lastly, I turn your attention to slide number 38. Slide number 38 describes where La Joya ISD will publish the 2021 taper report. Is there any questions?
Any questions on the public hearing? If not, we will close this hearing at 6:56.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Duque. Next item on the agenda is number 8, approval of the Kiko de la Garza School Closure and Consolidation Plan. Based on the presentation on the comparability report and with the understanding that we increase the industry-linked programs of study for our students and that we discuss further what the school will be used, I'd like to move on this item. Do I have a second? There's no second? Then we don't have to take a vote. No items under human resources. I'd like to us to move into executive session at 6:58 p.m. under Government Code 55074, 55071, and 55072. We're back from executive session at 8:33 p.m. Under personnel, employment of professional personnel.
I'm going to go ahead and make a statement. I have nothing against Mr. Gonzalez. The name being recommended for head football coach is Juarez Lincoln, but I would like to apologize to the Lopez families, Ramirez families, Perez families, and Garcia's families. These are families that called me wanting somebody else as the head coach there, and also students Joaquin, Maria, Jose, for calling me. I don't know how they got my number. This is going on since the last time. I've always been a person that supports within our own district, our people that graduate from here. Apparently they're wanting another coach. I have nothing against Mr. Gonzalez. I wish him the best of luck. That is just my abstainment on that number 2, on that name by itself.
With that being said, I'll make a motion to approve.
Is that number 1?
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll go ahead and abstain like I said.
Mr. Salinas abstained. Motion carries. Number 2, employment of classified personnel.
Also move on items 2 and 3.
Second. Motion and second has been made. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Number 4, consider and take action regarding superintendent's recommendation on proposed termination of contract for teacher Marco Morado for good cause at the end of contract period, TEC section 21.211A DFBA legal. I'll motion to take action as discussed in executive session.
Second.
Motion has been made and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Number 5, action to terminate agreement with Eco Electrics LLC. Do I have a motion?
That was going to be no action.
No action.
Okay, we will take no action on number 5. Number 6, action to terminate performance guarantee agreement with Performance Services Incorporated.
I'll go ahead and so move on that with the recommendation of legal, if they can say it there for the record, please.
Absolutely. Motion to terminate performance guarantee agreement with Performance Services Incorporated.
Second.
A motion has been made and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 7,
And then I guess we can just so move on items 7 and 8, am I correct, Jerry? I'll so move on 7 and 8.
Second.
motion has been made on 7 and 8 and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
I'll second.
Motion has been made to adjourn and a second. This meeting is adjourned at 8:37 p.m.